Before we begin, everyone at the Great British Mickey Waffle would like to share our sadness and to send our condolences to the royal family following the death of Her Majesty the Queen. During this time of national mourning, we took a few moments to reflect in silence and to remember her prior to the recording of this podcast. Hello and welcome to the September mid-month show of the Great British Mickey Waffle. I'm John. I'm back for this mid-month, thankfully. And guys, it is so good to see you guys again. And it's so nice to just be back on the show. That's the first and foremost thing. But I understand, having listened to the September first of the month show, that you guys all made some predictions. So hopefully we're going to spend the next number of minutes discussing how wrong you were, how right you were, and possibly losing any sort of form of rationality about what we actually seen over the weekend at D23. Andy, it's absolutely amazing to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me along.
No, it's good, and as always, we've got Ben.
Hey everyone.
If anyone just listening to the podcast, you need to go and check out the YouTube. Ben's got a cracking background thing going on.
I needed to find some space to record this show.
How long have you been thinking up that joke, Ben?
I know.
About half an hour since I loaded up Zoom.
Right.
Oh dear. We've got Claire with us as well. Hiya, Claire. You all right?
I am absolutely fine, John. Thank you very much. Yes, it's been an interesting weekend.
Certainly has, hasn't it? Certainly has. Peter and Jill.
Hello.
Hello to you guys as well. So, yeah, we're all on board. We're missing Becca, and I tell you what, let's crack on. I'm gonna start off with a question, because if anyone hasn't listened to the first of the month show, go back and listen, because it was really good. Generally, because I wasn't on it. But Andy, I understand from your Instagram you made some predictions about what you thought was up and coming. So why don't you just share before I start slagging these guys off about how wrong they were?
Tell you how wrong I was.
Share a little bit about how wrong you were as well. What were you hoping would be announced this weekend?
But there was one big thing. I thought there's going to be a lot of little announcements. I thought we were going to get dates on Tron, which we kind of did. We'll come back to that later. I thought we'd get dates on Fantasmic, which is being rehearsed, wasn't even mentioned.
Yeah.
And then, Moana, Journey of Water and things like that. I thought we got dates on things that were solid, that we know are happening. Nothing at all. Nothing solid on that. The one big thing I was really expecting, and maybe I was just hoping and dreaming too much, that Magic Kingdom was going to get a nighttime parade. When are we going to get a nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom? Because we got Main Street Electrical Parade that seemed to be on for a really short time at Disneyland in California. They'd introduced some new floats, and then it's vanished. Merchandise from Main Street Parade, Spirit Jerseys and things have started popping up over in Florida at Disney. Is this a sign? And I think also as well, hadn't they moved the time for the fireworks? Aren't they now a little bit earlier? Are they like 8 o'clock? Yeah. Everything is pointing towards a nighttime parade. Main Street Electrical Parade is coming back. We're going to round off the 50th, and I was completely wrong. That was my big prediction. I also thought maybe something for Rock and Roller Coaster, because there's been all sorts of talk that Aerosmith, that the lease had gone on the rights for Aerosmith, and I was thinking, maybe, again, wishful thinking, I was really hoping for a Muppets overlay. I was thinking...
I like that.
What do you think? Yeah. Wouldn't that be incredible, a Muppets overlay?
That'd be nice, that.
With Dr. Teeth, especially with the new Disney Plus series that's come in.
Yes.
I was hopeful, wrong. And in terms of actual prediction, I don't really think there was any.
No.
The big news was a maybe news. You know, the blue sky thinking at the end was like, we might be doing this, we're maybe not doing this. But it's just, especially for Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, I thought, you know, there's a lot happening over there. And I think also Disneyland in California, there's a lot happening over there. But my predictions were just for Walt Disney World. And I feel a bit let down. I recorded a special news update. I was like, should I record a news update? Because I put it in one. I literally put all the news in one tweet. Everything for Walt Disney World fitted into one tweet.
Wow.
It was just very disappointing.
It's like they forgot about Walt Disney World. It's like it's like we've done everything else, and they're going, oh, we've got these 4 parks in Orlando that we need to talk about. What we're going to do?
Although they did open, didn't they, with Happily Ever After? Which I was very excited. I think you probably all predicted that Happily Ever After was going to come back, or is it?
It's the song.
Because if you read,
it's the music.
It's
if you
the
read between
song
the lines.
Happily Ever After is coming back. Yeah.
I
So
think
what does that mean?
Well, I think because with Enchantment, you've got the projections down the side. So I'm guessing it's going to be a merge of Enchantment and Happily Ever After and something new. It's not going to be out until end of next year. I think with the Disney 100.
We sort of predicted that it wouldn't be the same show, but that Happily Ever After would come back in some form. We were thinking about the Walt bit at the beginning being used to kick off a 100 years themed show. But we will have to wait and see. But the song's coming back. Which
Did anyone else cheer when we heard about an update to Harmonious?
Yes.
Did you say the obliteration of Harmonious? Yes, I
did. But strangely, so did most of the crowd there as well, watching live. And I think for everybody, the biggest thing of all is let's just clear that lake again. Let's get those sight lines at Epcot back. Without the tacos, without just get rid. Start again.
I don't think that's going to happen, John.
I don't either.
I think it's going to be a new show. I think they're there.
We can but hope. I tell you, because
I really love Harmonious. I'm with you about the barges. That is just a total eyesore. To get rid of that, but I don't understand why they're getting rid of the show. I really love the show. It's like, this is what we've done. They started by going, this is the great new things that we've introduced to the 50th. Fireworks at Magic Kingdom, the fireworks at Epcot, and in the next breath, we're getting rid of them. We brought them. Obviously, they weren't very good. So it's like admitting
do we
the
think
50th
we're
was
just
a bit bad. We made some big mistakes.
Do we think we're just going to get an update of like a new one just for a year? Because they did mention that the one for Epcot is going to be just for the 40th.
Maybe we get Epcot forever again.
Oh, that'd be good. Forever again.
Forever and ever.
And again.
Epcot, never say forever again.
I must admit, I actually felt it was a little bit misleading to start with the Happily Ever After news. And as I was making notes after watching Josh D'Amaro, and I was, the only thing that came out of my head was like, there was lots of blue sky clickbait.
Yeah,
and it's the only way I can describe it. It's the only way I can
basically
describe it, because even for a lot of California stuff, it's a lot of meet and greets.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff for Paris that we already knew about. Mm-hmm. I came away thinking, I'm not even going to go to the last 20 minutes of his presentation, because actually I thought that was possibly the moment at which the management at Universal Orlando were probably popping open the cork of every champagne bottle that they possibly had, because they thought, we've got this absolutely nailed on, which again goes against what I would always believe. But they seem to have lost the plot. They've lost they've lost that whole bit about trying to be imaginative, trying to beat the rest of the market, and just kind of just said, well, we'll accept people coming to the parks.
I think I'm looking at it the opposite way. I think Josh answered it correctly on last night when he said that COVID had happened. We acknowledged that had happened. Everything had stopped, and from now it's the restart. And I've looked at Universal and looked at what attractions they've done over the last 10, 15 years, and Disney are ahead. The problem you've got is because of Epic Universe, it's a whole new park. It's not just going to be one land, it's going to be multiple. This is going to put them back together, sort of fighting one another.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, maybe not this D23, but the one in 2 years' time. Once we've had the celebration of the 100th, Disney 100, what's their next thing going to be? Because hopefully we want these blue sky plans to become concrete plans.
But there's nothing this year. Literally, nothing.
Yeah.
I was left,
for WDW, nothing.
I think you're right, Peter. I was left really deflated around what was going to happen with Walt Disney World. You know, Tron, Josh D'Amaro shows a video of him testing it and then says, it's going to open in 6 months' time.
Yes.
What? You're still here? Nothing happened to you. Why are we waiting so long?
I mean,
if he'd been injured, I could understand it, but he wasn't. He wasn't.
Walking around with a limp.
I couldn't
bizarre.
understand that. I couldn't. When he announced it, I think even I texted you guys and I said, it's imminent. It's about to open, and it's like, no, it's coming spring 2023.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, when we recorded our show, we thought it was coming through
end
November.
of the year.
And we said like the usual 4-week preview, you know, the preview process.
Yeah.
From beginning of November, we thought how wrong we were. You know, there's the whole thing about what does spring mean? Is it March? Is it May?
It's timing, and I know.
Is it December?
31st of March will be when it will be.
Is that because that's the final day?
Final day of the 50th
celebrations. Because they said it was going to be
and
part
it's
of the
and then it'll be the
50th celebration.
first day of them talking about Disney 100, so it will extend. That's all. That's what I think it is. Because they did.
And I thought I was cynical, Ben.
But I've got the slide. I'll probably put it up in post of the stuff that opened or opening in 2022.
Yeah.
So we've got Disney Cruise
there
Line
anything on it?
Australia.
I thought that was the end of next year.
It is, but they've put it on there because you can book it now. Or you can book it next month.
Well, take your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called hedging your bets. That's not
Brilliant.
Phantasmic returns sometime this year. Cosmic Rewind. Okay, the best coaster in Walt Disney World. The Disney Wish. Star Cruiser. Hulk meet and greet at Disneyland. Avengers Campus in Paris. And Mandalorian and Grogu meet and greet in Disneyland.
Okay, so the majority of that has already happened.
Yeah. It's nothing new. We've already had it.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could think of will be you booking your cruise for Australia or New Zealand and Phantasmic.
And the show in Paris?
Yep.
The
Pixar show.
Pixar
that's
show
not
in
this
Paris.
year, that's next year.
That's next
Yeah.
year.
Next year, yeah.
You're right, okay.
Yeah.
But it's like Andy said, though. You know, you would have thought you could have come out and made some really quick wins. If you're making presentation to a crowded room,
Yeah.
Yeah.
want those quick wins. Phantasmic would have been one of those quick wins.
Yeah.
This is what's coming before the end of the year.
Yeah.
No mention.
Just say December. Just say if
Yeah,
it's
a little
say
bit at
December
home.
31st. At least you can say we can do previews beforehand.
Yeah.
It's
So what did we think of the Incredible Hulk outfit?
I think I think we all I think we all need to wait until we see exactly what it is as a meet and greet, because actually I think it probably will be quite an interesting animatronic that you actually will.
I remember putting a tweet out, I think it was last November. We were there, our last day of that trip, we were there for, was it Destination D? And we saw all of this stuff about sort of the lightsaber that was for Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
And we saw sort of this sort of moving, sort of, we thought it was animatronic at the time. But it turns out that's what the Hulk costume is.
Right.
But I don't know why they put it in the Avengers uniform.
Yeah.
Because I think
That just seems wrong.
But it's going to be an Avengers campus.
It's an Avengers
Yeah.
campus,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah, but I don't
there's a
picture Hulk in an
storyline to
Avengers
it.
uniform.
Maybe there's
Okay.
licensing stuff that
I think
helps complicated.
I think there's a story that's going along with it. And as we're talking about Avengers Campus, they did announce that instead of getting, what was it, the Quinjet attraction that announced a few years ago, we're getting something about King Thanos,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is interesting.
In the
There's not much detail
alternate
about
universe. Yes.
Yeah.
They were quite vague about it, weren't they? They didn't actually say what kind of attraction it's going to
it. Yeah.
be. Is it going to
Strange that
be
idea, isn't it?
I think,
merry-go-round?
I think that's the title of this
Spinning
episode.
teacup?
Quite vague.
D23. It was quite vague.
It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. There was no detail really in terms of, and I think the thing is, I think they know the detail. And there was the whole fake. Oh, should we show them? Should we not show them? Should we show them? Should we not show them? Moment.
They might as well not have shown us.
Well, yeah, it's frustrating. I think.
Yeah, especially in that situation, because you're in a room full of like uber Disney fans. We are uber. We want to know the detail. So if you're going to get detail in times, now's the time to do it. You've got people. You've got to get excited. You general passing fan might go, oh, they got a credible Hulk meet and greet. That's really cool. Yeah. Whereas the uber Marvel fan, or the uber Disney fan, they want to know the real details. How it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to know the story as well. They want to understand how it fits into what's already there.
Yeah. We want to geek out on it. We want to. We're Disney geeks. Yeah. That's what we want to know.
But that's why I think he misread the room. I feel that we've been left with far too much. I don't actually think it's just. I think it's just been chucked out there, just to sense what reaction will be.
I don't even think it's blue sky. I think just sort of behind
pie in the sky.
Behind Ben's left ear there. Yeah. It's somewhere out there.
Yeah.
In his background. It's not even blue sky. It's out in space. So
I was having a shower this morning.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking about things that you're going to talk about in the show, I think, if you put us in that same room, and actually just started throwing out different ideas about what you could, give us a character. Let's see what you could put in any of the parks, and that's what was happening. I couldn't fathom the rationale behind it. I
felt like they were making them up on the spot.
Yeah, I really found that frustrating, Ben.
It's like they were given like the concept art, how rough it was, about 5 minutes before they went out on stage.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're going to talk about this character, okay, but that could be that, and it's like, okay, where's this going? It's some of the concept art looks really good.
Yeah,
I think the one surrounding Moana and Zootopia for Dino Land, that feels like that's actually going to happen more than the behind Big Thunder Mountain. And I think
so sorry, Claire, no up-themed boneyard dog experience.
And no Wakanda either, which I was disappointed by. I was ready for that. I thought that was...
I thought it was going so well for that, because when they had Kevin Feige on at the beginning,
I know,
Jon Favreau and Star Wars, I thought, this is a great way to talk about stuff.
I know, Disney animation.
Within it, and it was like,
Now, you see, I think Wakanda would be good instead of the Star Wars land in Paris. I think Wakanda will go down really well in Paris.
I don't think we're getting either, to be honest with you, Peter. So
No.
don't worry.
they've got that promenade now where there was going to be a lake, but is the lake still going to be there?
Yeah, the lake's going to be there. It's just the promenade is going from cartoon, whatever it is, at the front of the park, straight up to the lake.
It's just Paris,
And
basically going from Animation Courtyard straight all the way back to Frozen.
Animation Courtyard, that's right.
And they didn't announce Tower of Terror changing into Mission Breakout, which will happen at some point, I'm sure. But
I actually felt that whole thing in Paris. Actually, if you go to Paris, some of the concept art that you see on the boards that's around at the moment make it pretty clear exactly what's happening. So as you walk into the studios park, you can actually see it. You can see the machinery digging out the bits at the back of the park, which again doesn't add to the magic. But hey, I'll leave that for another episode. But you can see it. You can actually visualize what's going to be there. So why that took us that was a needless part of going back
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That's already in progress, and don't know. I was frustrated. I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right up for a good rant about this. I must admit, because
When they announced about Tangled, comes to Disneyland Paris, I thought, oh, they're just
Yes.
going to put the Tangled toilets in, and that's probably what it'll end up being.
probably it is.
The thing was that,
It's a family attraction, is all what they've
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
well, there you are.
Yeah,
The
new
Tangled-
toilets.
The
Yeah.
Tangled attraction had already been leaked about 10 days beforehand.
Yeah.
So it's it is like a carousel, but you're on the boats with the lanterns over the top. So it's a off the shelf, a bit like Alien Swirling Saucers, but you're on the boat that Flynn and Rapunzel sit in the final scene. At last I see the light scene.
Okay.
Which will be beautiful at night, and I'm sure they'll have the special photo op that they have in Walt Disney World with the lantern that you hold, and it looks it'll look fantastic. It will really fit nicely, but not where they're putting it. It can see where it fits in Fantasyland, but on the way to Arendelle.
Yeah.
It's like they've gone, we've got space here, we're going to put it here.
Yeah.
Well, they have. They've gone, let's take an
have,
off-the-shelf attraction and stick something there, because we haven't got it very much.
Yeah.
It's just an odd place to put it, I think.
And what about the Disneyland Hotel? 2024?
That
So
was a shocker.
I was really surprised by that. I thought 2020. We had been.
We said Christmas 23 at the latest.
Yeah, we had been discussing in the Dream Team that we thought Christmas 23, based on the progress that they're making with the roof tiles, which are nearly all done, which is great. But yeah, obviously the internal stuff is taking much longer. So 2024, and I expect the prices will be probably
Yeah.
I think when you actually see the Disneyland Hotel at the moment, you actually begin to understand that it's a massive
Oh, it's
job.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's like, in some respects, had it not been for the fact that the turnstiles are underneath it, they probably would have knocked it down, started again.
But the thing is that hotel
they are
hasn't been
replacing.
refurbed.
Yeah.
So they're literally ripping the interior
Yeah,
out
they are,
and
yeah.
starting again, because that's the
But
one
they're-
that hasn't been done.
And they're replacing all the exterior stuff. So the roof, the roof's been done, but all the wooden panels on the outside are being done.
They've taken the
Windows
staircase
have
out of the
been
lobby
done.
and everything. So yeah, it's all.
Wow.
It's a massive job.
There's a lot
It really
going on.
is.
Wow.
I have a question.
Go on.
Oh.
With introducing Duffy's new friend and saying that Duffy is going to have his own TV series on Disney Plus, how long before Duffy comes back to the park?
Never. Never. You do this to wind me up, Peter. You know how to press my buttons. Duffy does not belong in Walt Disney World at all. End of. It was great to see the back of him when he went.
Well,
One way ticket out of Florida. That was it.
They are going to bring him back because he's got a TV series.
yeah.
No chance.
He's a really popular character in the East.
Yeah.
He's going
You
to
can
come
stay
back.
there.
Yeah.
If they keep him as a cardboard cutout on a stick around World Showcase, that is fine with me. But that's sufficient. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It is totally bizarre when you see the reactions that Duffy and his friends get in the Asian parks, because they are completely crazy about him. And, you know, it's an entire industry in itself.
Are you a Duffy fan, Andy?
I do not get Duffy at all. I'm with you. I do not get Duffy.
Thank you.
And the fact that, you know, it's and how many more friends can Duffy have? As long as they can keep merchandising, go, oh, right, we need
It's
another
very
one now.
popular.
We're going to just make another one.
Yeah.
But like you say, not in Disney World, Disneyland.
No.
However, there was another big character announcement yesterday that did get everybody very excited at Epcot.
Yeah.
Figment meet and greet.
Figment,
Meet and greet after 20 years. Do you know what? We've just realised that Figment attraction that we don't really care about. They started selling those popcorn buckets. See how crazy everybody went.
Yeah.
This Figment, this purple dragon thing. Oh, maybe we're onto something here. Hello.
Yeah.
You can actually see the dollar signs in Chapin.
Have we got to wait like a year before we do the Figment meet and greet?
Everything at
there was
Epcot is
no
next
It's already in a
mention
cupboard
no
somewhere in
mention
the
of-
archives.
No mention of the ride.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then
Yeah.
the ride again.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough, have a meet and greet, but please, please, please do something with that ride. Oh,
Well, the bits of it that don't work anymore,
Yeah.
the bits that are hanging off it, and
Wouldn't it be great for them just to
Okay.
close the ride and spend the time? You've got the meet and greet now, so you've got
Yeah.
your Figment representation in Epcot. It's a great time. Close the ride, get it fixed, do what you want with it,
Yeah.
and then you've got that.
That's what they were planning to do with Stitch, though, wasn't it? They were planning to close. They
Yeah,
closed
and nothing
Stitch
happened
and
with
had
that
a Stitch
either.
meet and greets,
yeah,
so they could do something, and then now
nothing.
no.
No.
No
Nothing.
matter.
And again, that was another thing. I would have expected something being announced on that.
Yes,
area
I would.
of
That's fair, yeah.
Tomorrowland in
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
To me, seems an easy fix.
Yeah.
You know, you just put something in there, and
Yeah.
it freshens up tomorrow.
Even if it's a meat, even if you rip everything out and
Yeah.
put a meat in there,
Yeah.
at least it'd be something. Yeah.
you know,
But you would have
I-
thought that something was going in there because that was where you used to meet Stitch. But now
Yeah.
they don't even
Yeah.
have. There's nothing
No.
in there at all. So that you would made you thought, well, maybe they must be doing something behind those closed doors. Maybe they've got a big surprise for us for Tomorrowland. No, they
Nope.
didn't.
no, no.
Nothing. Just an empty. I
Everything's-
thought Laugh Floor as well. I thought maybe Laugh Floor is due a bit of a.
Yeah.
Bit of a refurb. That whole
Bit of a
area.
freshen up, yeah.
Also, Autopia. Let's have some electric cars in there as well instead
Yeah.
of diesel.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that land could have a bit of a refurb, but
Yeah.
no, there's nothing on that either.
If they do it the
Nothing on
same
that.
pace as Tron, we'll be in sort of the next century by the time it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
think Universal will be on the 6th park by the time
Yes.
Tron
Yeah.
opens.
Carousel of lack of progress.
It will be. Well, Tron has taken, by the time it opens, 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
That is the same time it took for them to build, and from concept to building Pandora.
Yeah.
For
I
them to
wouldn't
do
mind, but
one
it's-
attraction that is already in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind. It is one they already have. They already have the
So-
blueprints for it and everything.
Yeah, but the other thing as well that we weren't told, and it's still out there, is when's the railroad being opened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
yeah.
And
That's
again,
a-
that would have, to me, that would have been another quick
Quick
fix.
win, yeah.
As you could have won the whole
Yeah.
crowd by saying the trains are
That's the
back at
thing,
Walt
John.
Disney World.
Josh was talking about, we're steaming ahead and we're
Aye.
laying the tracks and
Aye.
stuff. And I was like, right,
Yeah.
that's it. Railroad's coming.
Yeah.
No,
I was like,
No,
did you miss your line? Did the auto cue keep saying or something? Because
that's what it was. That's what it was.
did page turn 2 pages in the script because there's something being missed.
That's what it was, Claire.
Yeah.
There is a whole
Understand it.
page of stuff from Walt Disney World missing.
I think
that's what
exactly
happened.
it. Yeah.
It was bizarre.
I'll phone Josh now, see if he's
But it
got
was, it was like all the jokes, all the leads.
That's exactly
there,
it. Yeah.
And then no delivery, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
Someone's
Isn't it
written the
sad that-
script. Yeah.
The
But
things we're waiting for were the things that already used to be there. Fantasmic.
It's all
Stuff
anything
that's
new,
just coming back.
just the old
Just
stuff
tell us a
back.
date when
Yeah.
stuff that you took is coming
Yeah.
back. We're not asking, we're not demanding for a new park.
No.
Just, like they told us at the last one. Churros are back. Well, brilliant. What about
Well, we
Fantasmic?
never even
I'd even take a cupcake at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'll do that.
we never even heard anything about anything that they cancelled, like the Mary Poppins ride or anything like that. We never even heard that.
Well, the only
You know?
announcement we got, that wasn't obviously, that was a few months ago, was where they said that they would do funded, and Bob Chapek had announced that when we're in a financially better state, they may come back. So in other words, when he's so rich that
Yeah.
he can fly to space.
After he's paid for that new boat as well,
Yeah.
for the cruise line. To me, it's a real strange one. The whole area that the Blue Sky thought about behind Big Thunder Mountain. What's happening to the railroad that's behind there?
Yeah.
And does that then mean that the railroad's going to close again because they want to build behind? Don't get me started on that one, because that actually would involve a massive
Yeah.
change to the way
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom actually operates within that circular loop.
And isn't it bizarre that we put Encanto everywhere except Magic Kingdom?
But then
What in
we
our
also,
predictions?
It's-
for the last 3 or 4 years, we've expected Coco to be firmly embedded within the Mexico Pavilion.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than taking the obvious route to retheme something that's already there that wouldn't cost that much. And, you know, I love the Three Caballeros, but, you know, Coco would have been a sensible addition to Mexico.
It's halfway
we're going
there
to build
anyway.
we're going to build a whole new land that's going to take 20 years and might not happen anyway.
See, I think that all
It's
happened
just
around that.
strange.
Claire, do you remember that time when that got announced about Coco, that we wanted to, when Bob Chapek made that announcement of bringing like Disney to Epcot and more IPs?
Make it more Disney.
Yeah,
that mean?
and that was the problem. I think there's been backlash from that because people don't know what that means, and they just don't want to shove Inside Out into Figment, Coco into Mexico, and it's that sort. And I think this is Disney's way of going, well, if you don't want us to do that, we can do it a different way.
You can wait.
You can.
If you don't want that, you can wait for it all.
But Disney have bought the land around Magic Kingdom, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where a lot of people were talking about whether that's to extend the monorail loop, whether that was for another hotel. But is this beyond Big Thunder?
Of all the blue sky thinking, the one that I think they should actually do is the Villains Land. Nobody agrees with me, obviously. No.
It's not that we don't
confused
agree.
about that. Because there's always been the rumor about there would be the villains theme park.
Yeah.
But he kind of, when he mentioned it off the, you know, what's going on behind Big Thunder with Encanto and Coco. Was that part of that land for Magic Kingdom for villains? Is that what he meant?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
was he hinting
so
at
you
a
go-
theme park?
So could all of
This
these...
is it. You go Mexico, then you go to Colombia, and beyond Colombia is the villains. That's South America.
Just at the back
apparently.
of Fantasyland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just at the back of Frontierland in the Wild West of America. Yeah, it's just.
Very.
I thought the whole blue sky thinking was they're actually just testing the water. I think they've just completely lost confidence, and it's like we've made all these announcements, but we haven't really made an announcement. So let's just throw some things at the end to get them excited,
Disney
and then
wants
we'll
to
go
get
through
them
social media and see what people are saying. If they like it, we'll
It was
work
all-
with it. If not, we'll
It was almost like they needed an old school, like Noel's House Party cheerometer to decide which of them they were going to do. If you like the Villains Land, shout now! And see which gets the biggest cheer, and then that's the one we'll do.
I was kind of waiting for someone to say monkey tennis, but
it was average.
all what I'm thinking is that maybe Becca said this when we were watching it last night, and maybe all of these lands could make up the fifth park. They're testing the waters of what people want. Could this be something that they do put together as a fifth park if they have the space, the location where they want to do it?
Maybe.
It's a thought.
So is the space for another park behind Magic Kingdom? Is that how far behind Big Thunder are we going? Like
There's quite a lot
miles
behind
behind
there.
Big
all the way into Winter Garden. It's going all the way.
If you keep going,
Well, that's Villains Land anyway up there, isn't it? I think.
Oh,
I think there's quite a big space because you've got all the parking lots and costuming and everything back there that they can shoot. So
yeah.
there's lots of space.
nobody needs to park. Yeah.
I was going to say cast members can they're now part of Villain Land.
Yeah. I know this cuts across an awful lot of it. I actually think it's really sad that after what we've listened to, if you look at what's there, you know, the likes of Pirates, the likes of Haunted Mansion, Space Mountain, Spaceship Earth, Big Thunder, even Jungle Cruise as well, all that were built without having an IP, without having a film and all that, they would never be allowed to be built in this day and age. And it that is what made Disney absolutely amazing and so unique. In the first instance, and now we're looking at what film can we put in here or what film can we put in there, and I think there needs to be a little bit of reset. Let's go and put something in that's just off somebody's imagination.
Something original,
Yeah.
But then, John,
You
we
don't
are
need
getting
a
the
Disney
hat.
series with things, do you? You
Yeah.
don't need
We're
to
getting
have...
we're getting the Hatbox Ghost into Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
I thought he was going with the Halloween overlay for next year. I was getting excited that we might get Jack Skellington and Oogie Boogie and all of that stuff. But no, Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
that's
cool.
great.
Yeah.
But I didn't,
It needs a bit more, doesn't it,
I
Claire?
wasn't-
I'm just.
that's not going to make me want to come back and pay for, you know, £1,000 per person for a flight, and then more for park ticket, and then more for accommodation. Is that going to attract me back to the parks? No, it probably isn't.
It's going to make me
Is
want to
any
go
of
to Disneyland
this?
because they're getting everything. They're getting everything that next year they're getting Magic Happens Return, which is one of the things that I've been wanting to come back for a while. There's a lot of other stuff that Avengers Campus, where they go to Paris, where they go to California. There's just so much stuff that I think actually I'll go Walt Disney World next year because that's paid before that's done. But the year after, I'm not, unless there's big changes. I want to go. I might go to the parks that have got other stuff because you've got Frozen, you've got Zootopia opening in a lot of the parks in the east.
But why is Walt Disney World the poor relation? I don't understand.
No,
it doesn't make sense to me. It's the biggest property. It's got the Is it just that they're betting on the fact that people will go regardless of what they do or don't do?
I think that's it, Claire.
I think also Disneyland probably did need some things. The San Francisco stuff sounds great, and the Pixar hotel, that sounds great. And I don't begrudge them getting that at all. That's great. And World of Color coming back in a different form, wonderful. But I think they could have dug behind the sofa and found a little bit more for World as well.
Yeah.
Do you think they're getting so many first-time visitors to Disney World that they're not really interested in repeat visitors? Annual passes haven't been on sale now for a year.
Yeah.
And, the way that the locals are treated over there, it's like we don't really care because you're not really spending very much. So we just want people who are going to come for the first time. And if you've never been before, your first time or second time or third time, you can still be overwhelmed, and there's still so much to do. Are we getting too greedy? Have we already got too much at Walt Disney World? If you go for 2 weeks, it's still a lot to cram in.
Yeah.
Do you think that they don't need anything? Which is why they're turning their attention to other parks around the world? Because I know Disneyland...
a lot of investment the past few years when you think from Galaxy's Edge, Pandora, Toy Story Land. There's so much that's happened. And when you've got Epcot transformation with Guardians, Tron, there's a lot that is happening. I think we're going to have a couple of years break, which I know we're all sort of disappointed in, but actually maybe at Disney as the company, when you sort of balance it all up, it's probably quite even.
I don't think the problem is a 2 years break. I think the problem is that we want things that have been planned and things that are on the go to be done quicker.
Yeah. Like John said, there were so many little quick wins they could have pleased us with. I mean, we've not been for 8 years now, and new to us, things like Pandora, things like Galaxy's Edge, things like Toy Story, and there's actually lots of stuff that is since we last went. But I think a few little things like Fantasmic coming back would have just been even better.
Yeah, but I don't want to misquote somebody. I don't know if it's Bob Paycheck or Josh D'Amaro. Somebody basically castigated every single person who lived in California to one side by saying we don't really want all the annual pass holders.
No,
new people coming to.
That was Bob.
Yeah,
Bob.
Thought it might be, but hey.
Unfavourable guest mix, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think this kind of goes along. It kind of carries alongside that, and I found that quite staggering when he first said it. But to see it in action with California getting so much love, and I know it's happened previous to us becoming a podcast. I know there's been years where California has had a lot of announcements made, but it doesn't make it right. It's just,
I think there were some really good things. It wasn't all bad. And
that's it. Lift the tone, Claire. That's what we need. Yeah.
We're positive.
Yeah. I'm going to the cruise.
The new song for California.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great, and I know that they I think that would be fantastic. I think the overlay for Splash Mountain is also looking fantastic in terms of what they're planning. There is some good stuff coming, but when is it coming is the question that I would ask, because we just don't know. It's so open-ended.
Splash Mountain's 2020, end of 2024, and it was 2 years ago they announced that this overlay was happening. So again, that's like 4 years to overlay an attraction that's
and
already
still no news of a beignet stand.
See, I think
That's what I expected. I expected the restaurant note, the announcement of the restaurant at the.
Oh, they get the restaurant in Disneyland, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiana's Palace place.
Palace. But please, just give us a Baileys stand, guys. I'll be happy.
Get some Diddy donuts instead, Jill. That's
There was also no news of the Play Pavilion that was announced for Epcot.
No.
The Play Pavilion, God, that's just
And
popped into my mind as well.
that
That was
never
announced at the same time as the
officially
Mary
got-
Poppins attraction.
That never
Yeah,
got
yeah.
cancelled.
Ah,
That was always on the thing. It was never actually officially cancelled. So it's
Ah.
I mean, I'm quite glad
Wow.
that Encanto isn't going to obliterate Morocco in World Showcase. I was unhappy about that. So I'm pleased that they're not doing that. But there seem to be big chunks of Walt Disney World that they just skirted over. Most of Epcot. All
it
of
felt like
Hollywood
there was
studios.
a need to talk about something, and that's why they had the blue sky thing. When normally, I think
There wasn't anything to talk
if you'd
about.
gone
so
There wasn't anything to talk about. No, yeah.
if you'd gone
Yeah.
back to D23 previously, they wouldn't have announced anything. They might have had a little tease of something, a few words
Yeah.
here, but there wouldn't
Yeah.
have been that sort of, this is just come up with a plan. And I think that Disney, with the move of the Imagineers and everything from California over to Florida, which I know is on hold at the minute, I think a lot of them have either moved to another part of the company. And I'm wondering whether some of them could have gone to the eastern parks and had more focus on where projects that are actually happening and they're working.
Who knows, Ben? I think there's so much at play that we aren't aware of.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's just frustrating, deflating. In terms of parks and resorts and experiences, I think it would have been good to have something concrete and dates. That's what we were all hoping for. It was either going to be amazing or a bit rubbish, and sadly we got the latter.
We got a bit
Because it
rubbish. Yeah.
started off so well with Happily Ever After. It was just like, oh my god, Happily Ever After's coming back. And then it's like, okay, have they missaid the words? What? Because there was a lot of confusion on social media of like,
There was,
they've said Happily Ever After's coming back. Do they mean the song? Do they mean the fireworks show? In what way is this going to happen? But either way, that's I'm so happy that's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there
have to
anything
say-
you were really happy about that you heard?
Happily Ever After. I was delighted that
Yeah.
that was coming back. So it started on a high. I think everything else I was just disappointed. There was nothing that I went, oh, actually, the new Disney cruise ship, the Disney Treasure.
Yeah,
looked
Treasure, yeah.
beautiful. I love the Aladdin and Jasmine on the carpet in the foyer. That looks like that's going to be a beautiful ship. So that was quite nice. And having done a couple of Disney cruises now, my mind has now started to think differently about my next Disney World holiday. So I think, do I want to go to Disney World, or for what you pay for a Disney cruise, by the time you've got to pay for your flights, and I've got DVC, so I can stay over for a couple of days, and rather than paying the money for just the theme park ticket, I can get a 4-day cruise where I can meet as many characters as I like because they're everywhere. The food is incredible. I don't need to be up at 7 o'clock to be on my phone to see if I can get an attraction.
Yeah.
I don't need to go on 2 months in advance to decide which park I want to go. And then if I want a day off, I have to still go to the first part that I booked in, even though I want to go to the Epcot fireworks at night, but I'd already booked into Animal Kingdom, so I've got to go to Animal Kingdom. It's just it's not a holiday. It's just hard work. Whereas when you go on the Disney cruise, you get the Disney magic, you get the Disney service, you get the characters, you get the shows, you get everything you love about Disney. Yeah. But what is now a very similar price, just without that pressure. And if there's nothing new drawing me to Walt Disney World, I could do that somewhere else, especially if they're bringing ships over here, and I can cut out the fact that I've got to pay to fly to America. Again, I can save my DVC points and go every other year. Whereas Disney is still getting my money at the end of the day. So it's quite clever.
Yeah. I have to say, I preferred the Aladdin look to the Wish. I've not been on the Wish, and yes, it's beautiful. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but it does look very little girly.
The Wish.
The Wish.
Whereas the Treasure, to me, as soon as I saw that dark blue ceiling, I thought, oh yeah, that looks lovely.
Yeah, with the Persian detail, it looks really they're very different to any of the other ships that they've got. And then we saw the new.
Sorry, Ben.
They didn't say a date for the Treasure, did they?
No.
Is it 24?
I thought it was 24.
It was winter 23-24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because they put on that Marvel timelines type thing at the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's coming on here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
The 2024.
Talking of the line, did they say anything? I thought, didn't they do something about the new island?
Oh, we talked
Yes.
about it.
Yes, they did. Yes.
And it was just, it's here, hello.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, he flew over there. There was a big drone
Yeah.
shot of.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, I've
90%
come all the way here to
solar
show you.
energy. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lighthouse Point is 2024.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Disney Treasure is also 2024.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
something I didn't mention, which I thought was surprising, we haven't had an update or anything. They didn't even show any new concept art of Polynesian expansion.
That's
The
very
DVD
No.
tower. It was like,
Yeah.
but that does make the list for 2024, according
Right,
to their
okay.
Okay,
founder.
so it's
Okay.
on the list. They just didn't talk about it. That's a bit worrying. Why didn't they talk about it? What's wrong with it? Why won't people like? That worries me though, because the fact they
Yeah.
haven't talked about it makes me think they're building something that they know the fans won't like.
Yeah.
That isn't going to fit in very well. It's going to be a bit of an eyesore, and therefore we're just going to skirt over it. And when it appears, you can all moan about it, but it's too late. We've built it. That's me being very cynical.
That's going to change
No,
your eye line when you're looking over from Magic Kingdom, because
I think
isn't it
that's
the
exactly
same
it.
height as
Lake
Riviera? Yeah, a Bay Lake Tower,
Yeah.
and it's going to be stuck in the middle there.
Right there.
It's going to look quite strange. But I mean, they can put a lovely restaurant up there and do an upcharge for fireworks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they can, yeah.
True.
And
So
will.
that's all right. And will.
Just before we move on, there was a couple of statues that were unveiled as well, and I must admit the one in is it Hong Kong looks a whole lot better than the one that's
Yeah.
unveiled for
Beautiful.
Yes.
Epcot.
The one on the bench. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful statue. If anyone hasn't seen, go and just check out the statue of Walt that they're proposing for Epcot. I have made my feelings very clear to my fellow wafflers, but do join us in the wafflers' arms for toilet talk, etc.
Yeah.
I'm saying no more on that because I'll get myself into trouble. But flipping heck, it doesn't have to look like Walt's sort of just having a moment. He needs a newspaper and he just needs a little bit of space and time to himself, I think.
Who chose that pose?
Yeah.
And it's so unwall. It's just not. I don't know. I was expecting something really quite dynamic, and I just thought they've kind of sold that as statue makers and things like that have different views, don't they? So I have to.
If they want
It's just what it's
to,
like when
down
it's
to
there,
that.
when it's in Epcot, in the position where it's supposed to be, and
Aye,
as long as it's not
maybe.
by Epcot's restrooms, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I thought, and I'm now hoping that there's going to be some way to kind of segregate it from the crowd, because actually it's the type of thing that people would start climbing all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit on his knee, like Santa.
Yeah, and I just thought, do you know, it's not what I was expecting when I first heard
No.
that there was going to be that dreamer's point. And it doesn't look as if he's dreaming. It doesn't have that whole thing about Walt. I think they've missed a big opportunity there.
I think they wanted to go for a friendly Walt, a Walt that you can.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
understand
and-
that. It just
That's why they got him sitting down, and that's why they
Yeah.
got him in this natural pose. But no,
No. You can sit
just-
next to Roy on the bench in Magic Kingdom already.
can, yeah.
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 We'll
I just,
see. When it's
Yeah.
there, it might look better.
It is. So we've mentioned parks, we've mentioned cruises. I think we should mention some of the things that they've said is coming up on the TV. Or shall we talk Marvel?
John, we know you love to talk about
Because I
Marvel.
am such an expert on Marvel.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that I'm the only one of the crowd who's been to Disneyland Paris to be to Avengers Campus is me.
Whoa.
How many films have you watched, John?
One. and I'm proud of it.
Which one was that?
It
He
was
doesn't know.
It was the Spider-Man one.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man one.
It was No Way Home. The one that's just
No Way Home.
re-released, actually.
That's how memorable it was, you see, for me. You know, it's
There's
just
no way
like-
home from that, John.
There
Yeah.
isn't,
Indeed.
no, there isn't. Oh, I'm proud of that.
I know we've been slightly
Okay.
deflated. There was a lot of pressure on Marvel to announce Fantastic Four. And they announced it previously at the last D23, and they did the same this time. But instead of giving us the cast, they've just given us the director and gone, that's all you're getting for today.
Yeah.
It was... Claire, I think we spoke on Saturday after the panel, and just... I don't know. There were so many things that we wanted from it, a bit like the parks.
Yeah.
And a lot of it we got updates on, because with Marvel now there's so much, it's not just about the films. So there's so much more that you've got to think about, and it's...
But it was stuff we already knew was happening. Loki Series 2. We know that's happening. It's being filmed at the moment. We've all seen the social media footage of it. You know, in terms of new TV shows, movies, there really isn't anything that we haven't already heard about. It was good to have confirmation of some things. But again, it's just like that. What was the point in people paying to go to D23 this year?
I'll tell you why.
That's the bit for me.
will
Why
tell-
would you pay
Yeah.
to go and hear something that is nothing?
I would
Yeah.
tell you something about the Marvel thing, why we would pay to go to D23, because there was 3 or 4 trailers that are not out yet that you got to see when you were there. And that would be the only thing to pay for. And they
Just
can't-
about.
Wait, how long will it be
was-
before we get to see the trailers on YouTube?
Yeah.
I bet they're
Yeah.
there if you look. Of
Yeah.
course they're.
Josh D'Amara was trying to buy people off with what was it, prints and all that, prints of the concept art and a cupcake from the new bakery.
Yeah, a free cannoli from
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
wherever the bakery
But I
was.
was like, yeah,
They have given away so much stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
They've given away so much stuff to people in that room.
Yeah.
And you,
But-
If you went to that room several times, you've gone home with luggage twice as heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think you have.
No, your pockets are empty.
Okay, Marvel Studios. So first we had Black Panther, which we know is out in
No.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
couple of months' time. It's nice to have. We have a date of November the 11th, and followed in by then Ironheart, which takes straight after Black Panther. But a lot of this stuff we've known already because we've just followed San Diego Comic Con,
Yeah,
where all of
Yeah.
this stuff and a lot of
was announced anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Then it's probably the biggest film that's going to be for a little while, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, because all
Okay.
of that is about Kang.
Yeah.
So obviously, spoilers for anyone watching Loki, and you might want to read up on Kang for the next phase of Marvel. But it's something that we're quite excited about.
there's another
Yeah.
phase, Ben.
Oh,
And
yeah.
another, and another,
And
and
another.
another.
Although, keep going.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
John, you've watched one film.
It's all right. I've got time on my hands for the next 6 weeks, Ben. Don't you worry.
That's all right. We're gonna do
I'm
that catch up of Marvel. You're gonna
Yeah.
like a 10-minute.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'm going to bore the people. As I'm having chemo, I'm going to bore the people around me and say, I've got to watch a Marvel film every single day I'm having chemo. And you're going to all have to watch with me.
You'll be the most popular bloke in the place.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, out of all of the films, that was the thing that I was looking forward to most, and I was just gutted we didn't get a trailer. But I have this feeling a little bit like we had with Thor earlier in the year, that they're waiting to the previous film to do that one's trailer, so it leads
Yeah.
straight into the film. So
Right,
you're
okay,
getting trailers
yeah.
like a year in advance, like we used to. So I think we'll get it when we go see
Maybe
Black
it'll be the
Panther.
post-credit scene.
Yeah, I still think it would be trailer
Well,
Black Panther will then lead into
Yeah.
that, because Ironheart's the TV series that go in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
But something that surprised me, Claire, did you see this thing about Werewolf by Night?
I didn't see that. Tell me about it, Ben.
Well, it's something that just completely out. It's all in black and white. It's all about Halloween. It's let me see if I can find more details about it. There's not much about it. All I know, it's a special that starts streaming Disney Plus October the 7th. so not long to wait.
Well, it's something this year at least.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, come on. We've got Wrexham this year. What more do you want?
That's the you're not expecting.
It was something that was just completely
highlight of the year,
had not
that,
been
Peter.
anything that had been announced previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then the rest of it is like said Claire, Secret Invasion, Armor Wars, Loki season 2. We've had this before.
Yeah. Oh, again, just frustration.
Okay, out of all of those, what are you looking forward to most?
Loki season 2.
Yeah. Love a bit of Loki.
Doesn't everyone? I think probably the next Captain America film.
Ah, was that
But
New
also-
World Order?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also Loki season 2. But I was saying to Ben, I just rewatched Loki season 1 again, and I'd forgotten how funny and how clever it is. So yeah, I'm hoping. I know the director is different, but I think the script team and the effects team will be the same. So hopefully,
I'll have to get my horns down.
impact will be significant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
They fly. Tom Hiddleston came over, didn't he, for D23? Literally did come on stage, wave, and then he went. Literally, because his wife's about to give birth.
Wonder how much he got paid for that, just to go.
Yeah.
Imagine the air miles for that as well. Goodness.
Probably got a free print. They'll give him a free little goodie bag.
And a cannoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a cannoli.
Do you
I
think
was
he
hoping to
saying
find
he
out
wasn't
more
going to
about,
there, there was a cannoli on offer. I thought, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm there. Yeah, the Agatha. We didn't hear any more about the Agatha.
No,
we didn't. No.
That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But nothing.
I think the problem is with D23 being so close to San Diego Comic Con a couple of months ago, we got a lot of detail or a lot of things like, where was it now, Agatha Coven of Chaos, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know why it wasn't House of Harkness like it originally was, but only Marvel and Kevin Feige will know.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's
In some ways, though, it still kind of portrays Kevin Feige as being more in touch with the Comic Con side of things than wanting to sell his soul to the Disney side of things, and so trying to inform Comic Con before and actually he didn't give anything away to the Disney crowd really. I just thought it's quite intriguing because actually I think there'd be a lot of Marvel fans would probably accuse him of selling out to Disney for the reason that he sold out to Disney.
I think
I
think you're right, John.
that
He
was
didn't
really
hold
good.
it. He didn't hold anything back for D23. I was watching the Comic Con stuff thinking, he might have had something else at D23. Maybe he's giving like 95% Comic Con, and then
I like that.
There's a
I
nugget
think
that he's going to come at, he's going to bring to D. No,
yeah, I like that.
It wasn't.
I
there was
just
so
thought that's
much at San Diego Comic Con that
Yeah.
it just left nothing on for them to.
no.
announce.
I'm good with that.
not even Blue Sky thinking.
No.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine him doing that.
Confirmation of the Thunderbolts was good because
Yes.
we knew Thunderbolts was there. Now we know who's in Thunderbolts because
Right,
there's been
okay.
lots of rumors about Deadpool, and we know that's not happening just yet. So we've got Bucky.
Too soon.
Bucky was a surprise to see him in Thunderbolt, seeing as they're all. I'm not going to call them villains, but
Anti-heroes.
anti-heroes. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the one that I would have thought. But maybe because it's going to follow on from next Captain America film, is there
Yeah.
something that happens in that film that
Yeah.
means that
Maybe.
Bucky's
Maybe
in
so.
that situation, or Sam wants him to go that way? Then you got the Marvels, which is out next year,
It is.
which looks really good. Have we all seen?
It
Miss
sounds
Marvel?
like a 60s. It sounds like a 60s band, doesn't it?
I think it would be good. I think
Yeah.
nothing in the Marvel presentation sounded bad. It's just not new.
Nothing new. Yeah.
Because-
I mean, it's all new, but it's not. It wasn't. There was nothing
Yeah.
new announced over and above what we already had heard.
Well, skipping on from Marvel, after Marvel, they spoke about 20th Century Studios, which we all thought, oh, could this be where they might talk about X-Men or Deadpool? No, they just spent half an hour talking about Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were handing out
It's the-
3D
Next, it's going to be
glasses.
really good.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't Seed Bearer.
Yeah, no.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Think is though that Avatar film that's due out this year probably came up the D23 in like 1995.
Yeah.
Was there anything else in those panels, or have we covered everything?
We
Was there
had
anything in Star Wars?
Lucasfilms. Yeah, with
Okay.
Lucasfilms. So what have we got? So Mandalorian.
What about the
season 3.
Trump? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Peter.
Sorry, I thought we were moving on just to general, not sticking with Marvel. Sorry, carry on.
No, we did Lucasfilm.
Oh.
Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm,
So
yeah.
we've got
Star Wars.
Andor, which is the series is 24 episodes.
Right, okay.
So
Healthy then.
two seasons over 24 episodes, and it's 5 years set 5 years before the events of Rogue One.
Okay.
Right, okay.
So are we all Star Wars fans, or
I know what Rogue One is, yes, yes, I've seen Rogue One, yes.
I've seen them all. I can kind of take or leave them. I'm kind of, yes, I know who that is. I'm not particularly bothered.
There were people in my house who were very excited by that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
None of them were me. But there were people in my house who were excited by that.
There's just a lot of Star Wars. It used to be quite easy to follow, but now there are so many storylines that are woven in. Sometimes I get a little bit panicky that can I keep up with all this? When is this?
What have I missed?
because you then
Well,
get
yeah,
animation
who's that?
series which go down a different route, and
I can't even go there. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I just
You've got
I had to
things
draw the line
Yeah,
there. Now,
Andy, yeah.
the bad.
well, I understand
batch.
everything else if I don't watch the animation series, but I'm excited about Series 3 of Mandalorian just because Grogu's cute.
That
Even if you're
is
not following the
what you
story, you go, oh, look at him there with his little. Yeah.
And just the way he
I am.
speaks.
Yeah. I am waiting for them to do a fried tip yip stand in Galaxy's Edge called Mando's. Just me.
I was a little bit upset that we're not getting the Mandalorian meet and greet in Disney World as well.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
It's
That's
because of
California,
Star
yeah.
Cruiser. Because
Yeah.
if you put anything else in from a different, it messes up the story for the Galaxy Star Cruiser.
I have my own thoughts
Shut
about
that down then.
I have my own thoughts about Star Cruiser. I think that in a year or so, when they've run out of millionaires, they will start offering 1 hour tours on days when it's, when it's on the planet.
Indoor.
Yeah, when it's indoor. I think you will be able to pay for a 1 hour tour or a meal, a dinner, and a show experience.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Mando
Well, could we not
Rogue.
put the Mandalorian in Launch Bay over at Hollywood Studios?
It's true.
They could
But-
put something in launch.
Yes, nothing else.
Yeah.
that was something we talked about, and
We did,
and
yes.
nothing happened. Yes,
Another missed opportunity as well,
Yeah.
though, isn't it?
Launch Bay. And Little Mermaid, of course.
Little Mermaid, yes.
The whole
Yeah,
thing.
I keep thinking of things going, there was that as well. There's actually a lot.
Yeah.
Of
I mean,
announced like Little Mermaid a few months ago that this place is going to come back eventually,
Mm.
but it's like, there hasn't been anything.
We've got the new live action version
Live action
coming
film
out. They
incoming.
could tie something in with that.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good announcement. I must admit, and I think Halle Berry who's going to?
Yeah.
No, it's not Halle Berry.
No, it's Halle
No.
Bailey.
Okay, whatever. It is.
Wishful thinking.
A little bit younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's probably better then, isn't it? Yeah. Bit more.
I think the best panel that just from watching socials over the weekend was the Muppets Christmas Carol panel, where they had the Muppets and is it
proper
Nina West,
Muppet
the drag
mayhem.
queen who was hosting?
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
Disney I think have only just started to realise that they've got this IP of the Muppets, and they're going, actually, people really like the Muppets, and it's bringing back. I was lucky enough to go to the Disneyland after hours Christmas parties in December, so I got to see, the Muppets on the bus and it was the big pull of the night because everybody has got such fond memories of the Muppets.
Yeah.
When you watched it as a kid, now adults are still big fans, and again, there's that IP that they really should make more out of. So that was the one thing I was quite jealous of at D23. I thought that would be one thing that I would have gone to.
Yeah.
Would have been the Muppets Christmas Carol, which is it 30 years this year?
Yeah.
So they celebrated that.
And they are righting an
really
ancient wrong, aren't
They're
they?
putting
They're putting the song
re-releasing
back.
it.
Putting the song back when love is gone.
But then why
Yes.
are they not putting it in the parks? Why are they missing the opportunity? I know we've said this many times,
Yeah.
the UK pavilion put Muppets Christmas Carol in there over the festive period and that
Yeah.
yard at the back. It'd be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
You know,
I think the thing is, after the Muppet Show and some of the Muppet films, some of the TV series, most of the, in fact, all of the TV series that they've had recently, haven't been that good.
So you just think that they've just had not
Muppets
had much
Tonight
luck with
and-
it, where
yeah.
they've just
Yeah.
lost a bit of
But I-
confidence with it.
But I think
Yeah.
it's coming back because the Haunted Mansion
that
film
was
that they
brilliant.
did
That was
actually
good. Yeah, that was good,
brilliant.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
everything about Haunted Mansion, all the humor of the Muppets, and it got a really good reaction, which is why maybe they suddenly realised it and then they're onto something and they've got it right, they've tweaked it, and it's that retro, it's that like really corny humor that can actually work again, and you can bring the Muppets back to people who watched it as a kid who've now got their own kids. They can reintroduce that new audience, and there is something there with the Muppets.
Bring them back to Magic Kingdom.
No, what they should do is do Muppets. They could do a series of the Muppets reinventing all the classic attractions. They've done Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Muppets doing Jungle Cruise.
No,
Muppet
Muppets,
narration on
Small
Spaceship
World.
Earth.
They should do Small World.
Great.
Oh, well,
Small World with Muppet babies.
That'd be brilliant.
Muppets Hall of Presidents.
Oh, yes, please.
TV Gold.
Yeah.
Right there.
Impressions to France with the Muppets.
That would, anything would improve impressions to France, let's face it.
That's just
Great.
Gonzo going,
No, Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy said, what?
Said, what?
I feel like
Maybe not.
we could do a whole show just on what Muppets could do in Walt Disney World.
I think we should. That sounds like a good show.
I think that's a good show there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're back to Rock and Roller Coaster. I still wanted that Fury. Maybe.
Great.
See, I know Disney spent a lot of time on Hollywood Studios past few years, but we spoke on the last show that there's just Launch Bay, there's just that area of the
That whole side of the park.
just needs something doing. And something did remind me when we were, I think it was on Friday, there was an announcement about there was a 11-minute video. I'll put the link to it in our show notes on YouTube. And there was a video which, to me, seemed like a replacement or a modern version of Walt Disney and the film at the end of Walt Disney Presents. It felt like that was what, and it was like it had Walt and everything, animation and everything. I'll see if I can find it, but it was impressive. It gave me goosebumps from seeing it.
Yeah.
And it was. I just thought that was something that I know Disney talked about before about moving things from sort of one man's dream and putting it other places.
Don't touch One Man's Dream.
But
Don't.
Thank you.
Just don't
Yeah.
touch it.
It's usually me that gets a rant about that. So.
Well, that film's never on. Every time I go, it's something else.
yeah, there's always
Trailer
something
for
else.
She-Hulk cause.
When it is on, everybody has to go. It is the law. You have to go and watch One Man's Dream, the film. When it's not on, just do a U and come back. Come straight back out of the whole exhibit bit, and then whinge to the cast member at the door. I only came for I came for the film, and you're not showing it again.
And I said, well, we're showing the Lightyear trailer. Why don't you see
Yay.
No way. No way.
Is that everything from D23? I mean, it feels like that's everything because there wasn't
we
really
have-
anything.
Well, we've missed a few things. We've missed Harrison Ford's final film of Indiana Jones.
Jones, yeah.
That is finally That is gonna be. I still.
That's the
amazed-
final.
Yes.
final.
Oh, it has to be, doesn't it?
Final.
Escape
Yeah.
to the care home.
Escape from the care home.
In Indiana Jones and the Mobility Scooter of Doom.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken about any of the films that Walt Disney Studios have announced. A lot of them are going on Disney Plus, so I would just
Yeah.
Hocus
Yeah, there's
Pocus 2,
quite
which
a
was out
nice
in a few
balance
weeks.
there, though, Ben. It's a nice balance. The fact that they're actually feeding Disney Plus with straight onto the streaming service, as opposed to it just being films that they've got in production that will be in the cinema. I think that was quite exciting in some ways.
Yeah, so we have Hocus Pocus 2, which is out in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus, so
Got Disenchanted.
I can't wait
Yes.
for that.
I am there for
That
that.
looks fun,
So
yeah.
there for that. That's- yeah.
That's been long awaited, and
Yes.
that just looks incredible. What else? We've got Peter Pan and Wendy, which is
Yeah.
going to be on Disney Plus, which is next year.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Having
Madam
another
Leo.
go.
Yeah,
Madam Leo.
that's exactly it.
They'll get it right one day, won't they? It's-
I didn't hate the Eddie Murphy one.
I did.
It just wasn't very good.
I didn't hate it. It makes me
I liked
giggle.
it for what it was,
Yeah.
but I preferred the Muppets version last year.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now, I would love it if they did a version of Phantom Manor, a film of Phantom Manor, which is a totally different story
Wow.
and a
Paris
much
one,
darker
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Who knows what Jamie Lee Curtis is going to bring to that particular IP?
I think it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good, but we'll wait and see. But Mufasa the Lion King.
Yes, the prequel
The
of The
prequel.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Because we've done the extra episodes afterwards of The Lion Guards, which happens in my house regularly. So we'll hear about Mufasa's story.
Yes.
And it's going to be live action, so I'm
Live
guessing
at.
John
There are no
Favreau-
lions in this, Ben.
No, true.
No.
Unless
Is it?
there are. I'm wrong, but
That will make this
So-
one very different.
yeah.
The big problem is live action animals don't change their facial expressions.
Well,
That's a real big problem with it.
Mufasa
So,
will.
Isn't
it'll
it
be
called
fine.
anamorphic, I think?
Yeah, anthropomorphic. Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So,
I think one of the other Disney Plus originals that was announced as well, and it was only like a sneak peek of it, was the Percy Jackson stuff. Now, for people who are younger and have read all the Percy Jackson stuff, again, this must be such an exciting thing for them, because actually it's bringing to life somebody that's only been seen in print, and you're getting that whole experience that maybe other people older than you got with Harry Potter. So I want to see what it comes out like when you see it on screen.
Yeah.
There was a previous attempt, wasn't there?
Yeah.
two Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
films,
Yeah, which apparently weren't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I just
but,
think
yeah.
this is an opportunity now for it to, and again, because it's within Disney Plus,
yeah.
rather than thinking you've
Yeah.
got the cinema to aim at.
Yeah.
I think this
Just
could be a
Don't do what you did with Artemis Fowl, guys, please.
Just
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
I would say I
What?
enjoyed Artemis Fowl, but that's just.
I
never
think
read
you were the
book,
only one.
so-
What I'm looking forward to is something I found I really enjoyed last time, which is the Mysterious Benedict
Society.
Society.
Yes.
That
I really
is the
enjoyed
most
that series last time.
I didn't
and
get
it's,
What do
I
you
got
mean you didn't get it?
I got 3
Oh.
episodes in and gone, no,
Ben.
not for me.
It is the most incredible
Unless it's just something I need to
series.
stick with.
It's
It's
brilliant.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need to carry on.
Okay.
It really is worth it, and it's something that Millie is nearly 10. We watched that last year when it came out. She absolutely loved it. We bought the book. She's read some of the books since, and it's a series that I always recommend to people when they've got kids who are like 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. It's such an intelligent series, and it
Yeah.
really makes
Yeah.
you think about all sorts of different things. There's action, there's adventure, there's mystery, there's heroes and villains, and actually then at the bottom of it there's principles about telling the truth and doing the right thing as well. It's a really cleverly constructed series around those books, so I think I can't wait for series 2. It's on our list of like probably top
Yeah.
to watch.
It was just really enjoyable as well.
Yeah.
It's fun. It was
Taking in
fun.
what you said, it was just so enjoyable as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to
And,
give it another go.
Yeah.
I'm here for Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Let's.
Oh,
There's an
very
additional
sure.
emotion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I think it could be fun. It could be fun.
I
yeah.
have this horrible feeling it's going to be like Turning Red and just
Turning Red was okay.
Well, puberty is the new Disney villain, isn't it? Isn't it? You know,
It will be the teenage
puberty's
years,
the
won't it?
bad guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
Do you think we're going to
Yes.
get a different Bing Bong?
maybe it's going to be like the Wonders of Life Pavilion.
No.
There we go. That's it.
Oh.
Bring
The
it back.
making of me in
Yeah.
Inside Out.
Now,
Maybe we'll get pigment in it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There
yes.
you go.
I did read somewhere that someone had this idea that Riley grows up to be an astronaut and she remembers, when she's an astronaut, she remembers about going to the moon and therefore remembers Bing Bong and therefore Bing Bong comes back.
Okay.
So that would be cool.
There you go. There's your film.
Interesting. Okay, so carrying on with those, we've got Snow White, which is I'm surprised they're redoing,
Right.
but
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, like we mentioned before, with music from Lin-Manuel Miranda and Alan Menken.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Yep.
impressive. Really, really good.
Have you got the big one on the list?
Which one's that, Joe?
Disney Plus coming exceptionally soon. I think it's in November. The Santa Clauses
Yes.
with Tim Allen,
I know.
which is basically payback by Disney for chucking him off Lightyear. So I tell you what, we'll bring back the Santa Claus.
I'm all for that, John.
Just saying,
I
but
can't wait.
I'm looking forward to that. That'd be good.
And as a TV
Anything
series,
Tim Allen's worthwhile.
Yeah.
I like how they're changing some sort of films that have been and merging them into TV
Yeah.
shows, and
Yeah.
just hopefully, you can't go wrong with Tim Allen.
Strange Worlds sounds interesting as well. I don't know much about it.
No, and it's
But
out
it's,
this year,
Yeah.
and it's
It
a
looks
film, not
it looks
Disney
very 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, sort of with a Treasure Planet twist kind of thing.
Yeah.
It looks odd, but maybe odd is good.
That's Pixar, isn't it? Isn't it?
No, that's
No, I think
Disney animation.
That's Disney animation. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pixar, we've got Elemental, which is out next June. Got Win or Lose and Elio.
Yeah. Which sounds like a salad dressing.
I actually think they've got up their game as well, and I think there needs to be a reposition of Pixar within the company, because as we've just found, it's becoming quite blurred as to which is Disney
Which is
animation
which, yeah.
and which
Yeah.
and what Pixar was so good at was being completely different and standalone, and
Yeah.
John, I wonder if that
it should
might
be.
be highlighted when they push a bit more Pixar into Disney's California adventure.
Yeah,
When you pick-
very,
when you Pixar
very
Hotel.
possibly.
Yeah, bringing it back to the parks. Maybe that's the route they're going.
Hope
in
so,
terms of
hope so.
reigniting the Pixar flame that perhaps has
Yeah,
not been so bright. Pixar's gone through a bit of a journey over the last few years, so that's a little
Absolutely.
boost that they need to restart. So
Yeah,
I'm hopeful for
do-
that.
do what they do best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's hope by the next time D23 comes up, one, Fantasmic is back.
Tron
Railroad might be open.
Two, we've got a new parade in Magic Kingdom of an evening.
Yes,
Can't we-
nighttime,
I'm-
please.
I'm with you, Andy. I
Yeah.
wanted Spectre to come back, but hey,
You
Well,
always want
anything.
Spectre.
Hey,
Whether
night,
it's an
hey, the
old
night.
or a new one, we
That's
just need a
just
parade
me.
at night.
yeah,
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
if they take Festival of Fantasy and put lights on it.
it's the simple
Do it.
things.
Yeah, yes.
Just the simple things.
Well, DLP has had these Christmas parades and like Christmas parades, and it's coming back to DLP, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would also
This year
add
at
where the
Christmas.
Disneyland, they've got Magic Happens, which is both a daytime and a nighttime parade.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Maybe they
yeah.
could do something like that.
Like a
in-
hybrid.
Yeah, maybe they could. Yeah.
The Main Street daytime parade.
It's the MSDP.
They're so make it a solar panel parade, so they have to do it during the day, so then it works every night. Make it eco-friendly. That's
Imagine
the
if they've
answer.
accidentally covered it during
Yeah.
the day, so it's not going to work.
They used to sit it in the barn out the back on charge.
Yeah.
Because they're rechargeable bulbs. So if you ever did Keys to the Kingdom tour, this is
Yeah.
a spoiler, but you can't see it anymore. You used to go out the back by Splash Mountain through that cast member entrance to the. If you're looking at Splash Mountain on the left hand side where the parade comes out, you go around there, and then there's this great big wooden sort of awning. And when I did it, the whole of the parade was like parked in there. Like the floats like mashed like Tetris into the corners on charge. They were like all plugged in. It was like this is.
Yeah.
And then we saw the parade later that evening. So, that's literally where they used to house it. So yeah, maybe a solar powered
Yeah.
nighttime parade is the answer.
Eco-friendly nighttime parade.
I like that. That's the way forward.
Yep.
Andy, before we
Yes.
finish, tell everyone where they can find you so they can go and listen to your podcast as well as ours, obviously. But yeah, bit of advertising for all your channels, please.
The most magical podcast on earth. Brand new episodes every other Friday. A week on Friday will be the next one. Got a great guest actually on the next episode. Denny Sunderley, who used to be a member of the Diz, now works for Give Kids the World. So we talk about Disney World. We talk about Give Kids the World. So she's on the next episode at Podmagical, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on the socials. Come and say hello. And you're gonna come and join me as a guest.
Oh, obviously.
Everybody else has been on.
I've got a little bit of a journey to go on for the next few weeks, but I'll be once I'm through that. I'll come and join you. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for first off for joining us for this show.
Yay! Thanks, Andy.
Second off as well, Andy, is for actually sitting through all of D23 to be part of this. Because actually, to be honest, I thought we'd struggle to get half an hour out of this as a show, and to have actually explored what we have and have tried to remain positive. I can only take my hat off to my fellow wafflers, because actually, from what I'd written down last night, it was highly negative, and I was about to go and phone Universal Orlando up for an annual pass, but hey, and
Because you can buy those, John.
and
I can buy them.
and if they are listening, I do have a bit of time on my hands to come and explore the park. So, Universal Orlando, yeah, I'm with you there, guys. Thank you very much. You know where to come.
Well, they have been in the chat before. So.
Yeah.
Who
They
knows?
have.
You never know who's listening.
Yeah, but guys, thank you so much for having me back on, because it seems ages since I've recorded the podcast with you. And for anyone listening, go back and listen a couple of months ago. I've had rubbish going on, so, and it's going to go on for the next couple of months as well. So if I'm not back next month, then my chemo and radiotherapy is not very good. If I am, I'll take it as a bonus, and I'll be as miserable then as I am now.
I'll be looking for it, John.
With a few more Marvel films.
Yeah,
A few more Marvel films under your belt.
I'll tell you, I'll be boring everyone to death about Marvel, won't I?
Yes.
Not. Anyway, until the first of the month show, which will be 1st of October, we're off. I'm off to go and watch Marvel films. These guys are off to. Yeah, well, I'll have to, won't I? Because I'm still thinking of the January the 1st show, when we've got a look back on New Year's resolutions 2022. How many films you watch? One. Yeah.
Started strong.
Won't be good, that, will it? But I'll learn from it. Anyway, until the next time I can be with you, Waffle on from these guys and from Andy.
Waffle on!